Okay, so for the field of play, I thought this would work a little bit better for you guys rather than me trying to go to a field and show you some stuff because that would be a pretty tough angle. I thought this would kind of help you see the game a little bit better from an aerial side and see how everything's moving around. So, first off, the layout of the game, okay, before we get into the rules and everything like that. So there's going to be four bases that you want to know about. So you got home plate, you got first base, you got second base, you got third base, and then you're back home, okay? So whenever you kind of go through, let's say if I'm a left or right-handed batter, doesn't matter. You're also going to be by a catcher who will be behind it. But let's say if I get a hit, you're running in a counterclockwise run around these bases. So if I get a hit, I'm going counterclockwise. So I'm going over here first. All right. So, I'm kind of batting at 6 o'clock. I'd be running right to 3 o'clock. After I do that, I would be running up to 12 o'clock at second base, back down to 9, and then back down to 6. So I'm at home plate, get a hit, first base, second base, third base, and then back home. All right, so those are my bases. Pretty simple. That's pretty basic. I'm sure you guys all know that one. Getting into a couple other things, we do have, and our field has it too, two batters boxes, and they're located right by your dugout. So you're going to actually see a dugout right here. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would pretty much be in the dugout. These kind of are a little bit, too far. They can you all will be able to fit in our dugout. But what the batters boxes are is it gives you a chance to take some swings before you have to go up to the plate and take your real swings. So batters boxes are kind of depending on day-to-day basis. It's up to kind of your class. If it looks good, we'll leave them on, or if it's too much of a safety issue, we might have to turn them off. It's just kind of how your class does. So those are what batters boxes are. Let me then talk about the dugout real fast. The dugout, like I said, is over here and over here. Now there's not a picture of them, but it's a fenced-in area. Okay, a little box with a little opening of a gate, so you can get out of it. And what it is, it's going to keep you safe while the game's going on. So if there's a foul ball or anything like that, you're going to be okay because you're in that dugout. And it's just a place to kind of hang out and watch the game. And you'll be able to come out, and like I said, whenever it's your turn to come up, you'll be here in the batter's box, or you'll be coming straight to the plate and taking your swings. Just depends on how you guys do. The next part I kind of want to tell you about, and I'm going to kind of tell you about the foul lines first. So the foul lines, and then the difference between the infield and the outfield. So you have the foul lines right here. Okay, so going from home plate all the way to first base and then all the way to that home run fence is one foul line, and then you have another one down the third base line. So from home plate to third all the way down to the home run fence. What these are tells you if the ball's in play or out of play. So first off, before I tell you too much about it, here is the infield. Okay, so the infield consists of the pitcher, the batters, the base runners, the catcher, first base, second base, shortstop, and third base. We'll get into all that in a little bit. But that is the infield, okay? And that's where most of this action is going to be happening. All right, there are going to be 3 people in the outfield, left field, center, and then right field. But for the most part, this is where most of the action is going to be happening, okay? Let's say, so now that you know infield, outfield difference, okay? Let's talk about that foul territory. Let's say if a ball is hit and it's a grounder, it rolls along the ground, and it's about, it's kind of comes to a stop about right there. That whole time that ball was foul. It was easily a foul ball. Let's say if that first baseman came and touched that ball, it's still going to be foul. Nothing really happened. Ball goes back to the pitcher, and you have 1 strike on you. Okay, so if you do hit a foul ball, it will count as a strike. You cannot strike out on foul balls. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But if that first one would come and play it, even over here, it would still be a foul ball. And if it's on the ground, let's say if that same play, okay, instead of it rolling along the ground, let's say if it would be a pop-up, or just like a little flail out to the first base, that first baseman can run if it is in the air. that baseman can make an attempt to try to catch it, and that would be an out. So just be kind of cautious of that. If the ball is in the air foul, you can play it as a, you can try to make an out. And if you would drop it, it would be a foul ball. So you kind of get like an easy, catch with, if with little, result as if you were in the fair territory. So if I'm a first baseman and there's a pop up to me and I drop that ball, that runner's going to be safe. If I'm over here and I'm a first baseman and I drop that ball, that runner's going to go back to home regardless. Okay, so and no other base runners can advance either. So it's kind of your benefit, if someone is hitting pop-ups in foul territory, you can take advantage of it with no repercussions if you drop it. So those are kind of the big ones. The pitcher's plate, we'll talk more about whenever we talk about the pitchers and everything like that. But there's a pitcher circle. Whenever the pitcher has the ball inside the circle, all runners must stop, have to come to immediate stop. You can't come off the bag or anything like that. If you do, it would result in an out. And then the pitcher's plate, this is where they're going to be making their pitch from. And that's about it for the layout. Not too much. We will get into more stuff, so hang tight. Thanks.